Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Thanks for joining me. Today I thought we'd sit down and chat about some of the drugstore brands, and I picked 4 brands to share with you my favorite product. The product that I think of immediately when I think of this specific brand. What do they do really, really well? What are they known for? So I thought it would be kind of fun to apply these products, tell you why I love them, and give you my thoughts about the formulas, swatches. So if that sounds good, then just continue watching. Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I thought it'd be fun to sit down and just chat about some of my favorite products from these specific brands. I picked 4 brands from the drugstore to focus on today. When I think of this specific brand, what is the first product that comes to mind? What do I think they do really well? What are they known for? So I picked those products out of my collection. These 4 brands that we're going to get into, I'm going to share with you the product, the swatches, a demo application of it, and kind of give you my thoughts as to why I think it's really great and why I think that this brand makes that product really well. So if that sounds good, then just continue watching. Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Thanks for joining me. Today I thought it'd be fun to sit down and focus on some drugstore brands. I picked 4 brands from my collection that I reach for and use very often. I decided to think about what product does that brand do really well? What is this specific brand known for? So I thought it'd be fun to share with you those products, and this is just my opinion, my personal experience over the years of using drugstore products, what I feel like this brand is best known for or what they do really well. I'm going to also demo the product for you, show you some up-close shots of the product itself, and give you my thoughts about the product, the formula, and why I think this is the standout from that specific brand. So we've got 4 brands lined up for this video. We've got L'Oreal, we've got Revlon, Maybelline, and e.l.f. So if that sounds good, then just continue watching. I'm going to go in the order that I apply these products, what makes the most sense, and to kick things off for this video, it's going to be e.l.f. And I think e.l.f. is really good at creating primers. There's lots of different options and they make great products. Just like all of these brands, there's lots that they make that are really great. But just thinking of one product and kind of really narrowing it down, I think that e.l.f. does a really great job at primers. There's so many different options of primers. They've got the poreless putty primer, the liquid putty, which is the one I'm demoing today. They've got grippy, sticky primers. They've got hydrating ones. Then they have glowy ones. These are the e.l.f. Halo Glow filters. These I put in the category as primer instead of a complexion-based product because I don't feel like when I think about this halo filter, I don't think foundation. I don't think about giving me tons of coverage. That's why I kind of threw this into the category of primer. Some people do like the glow first before foundation, so that's why I'm showing you those. As far as primers, they do it really well. They have many different options. Grippy primers with niacinamide in it, the original classic OG that looks kind of greenish. Then the poreless putty primer, the liquid version of it, which is what I'm wearing today. And then of course that Jelly Dew primer, the Jelly Pop that was very popular. It was discontinued, they brought it back. This kind of gives you slight stickiness, but a little bit more hydration than, let's say, the original putty primer. So for me, I think that e.l.f. really does primer really well, and there's something for everyone in this range, and it's also really affordable, of course, as everything in this video, because it is drugstore, easily accessible. So for e.l.f., it's primers all the way. This next brand is one that I feel like was very hard for me to narrow it down because it is my favorite drugstore brand at the moment. If I think about everything that I've tried from this brand, there has been little to no disappointment with the formula, the performance, the packaging. Everything has just been so incredible. And it's one of the more expensive brands at the drugstore. But for me, when I think of L'Oreal, I think of complexion products, foundation. I think that this brand gives you the most when it comes to foundation shade ranges, the inclusivity from the fairest of fair to the deepest of deep tones. There's something for everyone. Specifically in that True Match formula, this has every undertone, so cool, warm, and neutral, and then different tones within that undertone. So fair in that sort of tone, midtones, lights, dark shades. No one does it better than L'Oreal. For today's video, I demoed the Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I initially bought this product in the Light 2-3, and it may be kind of hard to tell, but I have worked my way through quite a bit of this. I own a lot of complexion products, both drugstore and high-end, more than what's considered normal. So I don't need more products in that category in my collection. So for me to be able to see that I'm actually using the product and I can see it kind of slowly going down and being used, that says a lot. So I went back and I picked up the lighter shade, which is the one that I'm demoing to you. Right now I'm using the shade 0.5-2, which is very light, and I think that this is a more perfect match for my skin tone versus the first one, which was the 2-3. This one's a little dark, so this would be a shade that I reach for when it's more summertime. This True Match gives me the look of more healthy, more perfected skin. Not necessarily something that is very full-on coverage, completely cancels everything out. There's a time and a place for me personally to use that type of coverage, but for every day, I want something that's going to even out my skin tone, look like skin, and not feel like there's anything on my face. Like I feel like I'm not wearing anything. The only thing I feel right now is my lip product, and that is it. So that says a lot about this formula and the way it goes on. You see a sheen to it, but it doesn't look like that on the skin. It looks actually really pretty, super flattering on the skin. I think you'll really enjoy this. But if you want something that's got more coverage, not as much glow, the True Match Super Blendable Foundation, this has existed for a very long time. Several decades, I'm sure, and there is a shade for everyone. Even if you had to buy two to mix to get your exact match, it's super affordable, the price point of this foundation compared to the tinted serum. But I gotta hand it to L'Oreal, and that was pretty hard because I have so many favorites. I could talk to you all day about my favorites from L'Oreal and have such a great time, have a blast doing that. But if I had to just pick one thing, L'Oreal does foundations really well. When I think of Maybelline, what is the thing that they do very well? And I have to say it's mascara. For the longest time, for a very, very long time, the brand that I would go to very often for mascaras has been Maybelline. They make really great formulas. Today I demoed the Firework mascara, which is a newer addition to their line. But the Maybelline Sky High is really great. This one is in a brown shade, which is why I didn't use it. The options of mascara choices is a little bit crazy, if I'm being honest. They have so many different options to choose from. But I do think that they do mascara really well. Over the years, if I go back even to when I was in college living on my own, I couldn't afford high-end makeup. The mascara that I was using was Maybelline. It was the Great Lash Mascara, which was absolutely terrible. But honestly, that was the mascara that I could afford. It was like $3 at the time. And this was back when I was 19. I'm closer to 40 now. So it's like, it's gone up in price, but not that much. And they still make it. So that just kind of tells you that it has stood the test of time. I would not recommend that mascara. I don't think it's very good. But Maybelline has some really great mascara options. And honestly, if you were to choose one from their line, you won't be disappointed. And mascaras from the drugstore are pretty good. But the Maybelline ones specifically are really, really amazing. The last and final brand for today's video was the easiest for me to do. It's Revlon. When I think of Revlon, the very first thing that pops into mind that they do incredibly well, that no other brand comes close to, super lustrous lipsticks. This range is incredible. They've got every single shade you can think of, from pinks to nudes to dark shades, everyday shades, special occasion type shades, cream finishes, pearl finishes, satin finishes, matte finishes. It goes on and on. This line and this range of lipsticks and formulas has existed for a very long time, probably longer than I've been living, okay? They do lipsticks incredibly well. That's the one brand that I would recommend to every single person. If I had to go with you to the drugstore and pick out some products, when it came to the lip category, this is where I would take you. I would take you to the Revlon display of whatever store we're in, and I'd say take your pick because they have so many different options and the formula is spectacular. It performs and goes on like something that you would pay $40, $50 for. I'm not kidding. That is not an exaggeration. I think that this brand does lipstick really well and no one comes close. Sorry, I'm gonna say no one comes close to Revlon's lipstick formula. The options, the colors, the tones, the price point, can't beat it. It's just something that cannot be beat. So if you have not tried these, I would highly recommend that you do. And like I said, this was the easiest one for me to pick and narrow down because this is the #1 product from Revlon. In my opinion, of course. And there you have it. Those are the products that I feel like are the best products from these 4 brands that I selected for today's video. When I think of that brand, that's the product that I think of. I hope that this was helpful. If you were curious about what is the #1 product for this specific brand, I hope that I was able to kind of guide you in the right direction. Share with me what your favorites are from L'Oreal, from e.l.f., from Revlon, from Maybelline. I would love to hear from you. If I don't own those products, I definitely would go out and purchase them to give them a try and then include them into a future video. I think that would be actually really fun to do. This was fun for me to sit down and share with you these products, but it also was quite a bit of a homework assignment that was quite hard for me to narrow it down, but I feel like I did a pretty good job at really just kind of narrowing it down to that one product. Subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I post every Tuesday and every Friday. You can also follow me on Instagram. I do post there periodically. My username pops up here on the screen. You'll be the first to know there when a video goes live on the channel. Thanks for being here, for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.